Hi, Ian Healy from the Greg Chappell Cricket Centre with Matt Renshaw. We're looking at their kit bags and how much they fit into these big bags, and they certainly need big bags these days because you change formats so much. You go from white to maroon to teal, yellow, if you're lucky enough to make the one-day side for Australia. How do you cope with that? There must be some exchanges in mid-air.
Yeah, there's a lot of preparation needed. So, you know, if you're going on a shield and a one-day tour, you've got to have the maroon pads in there. You've got to have all the clothing in there. So a lot of bags, sometimes they sort of get pushed into the golf club bag, some of the kit.
Yeah.
It's sort of, that's why you take the golf club bag, just to make sure that all your pads and everything fit.
No, good call. That's your story and you're sticking to that. You've forgotten a fair bit of gear over time, haven't you? You've turned up with one shoe. Do you ever forget any of your important gear?
No, I make sure that I try and make the important stuff stay. It's more the clothes that I have known to forget in the past, all the sort of supplementary stuff. But yeah, there's a few times I've walked out to bat without my bat, which was always a funny one for the boys when I'd have to run back in after an interval because I'd left my bat out.
Right, let's look at your protective gear first up, and we have been told that your protective gear is big. Now that is really big, isn't it?
Yeah.
That thigh pad.
Yeah, so that's custom made rem-free. I kept finding that I was getting hit on my inner thigh and
on your front leg.
On my front leg, sort of inside edges as a left-hander. So I made them, asked them if they could sort of bow that in so it sort of goes right into the inner thigh. And then, yeah, on my inner thigh pad as well, the similar sort of, feel like we wear quite small thigh pads traditionally, but as long as it's comfortable. I've got a different thigh pad for the big bash. So when I feel like I need to run quick, I'll wear the small thigh pad because I'm not batting as long, hopefully. So yeah, this one's the big one that I take in one day in shield cricket.
You bat for a full day and you're 140 not out. How many pairs of batting gloves would you go through?
I try and sort of have 5 or 6 pairs running at once, sort of change every hour or so, 45 minutes if you're in the middle of Gabba in summer. So yeah, I like to try and put them out. I don't like putting them in, a lot of people put them in the dryer. I don't like that. I feel like that crumbles them a bit too quick. So yeah, put them out in the sun, try and make them dry, but it's probably when you finish a big bash game, it's late at night, you put them straight in your kit bag, then you travel the next day, you get home and you've got to make sure you take them out and dry them when you get home.
Yeah, okay. This is a big thing for you, a big change from manufacturers to DSC. Have you been happy?
Yeah, I've loved it. It's a big change for me. I've been with a different brand for 10 plus years now. So yeah, to come to DSC, really enjoyed sort of working out some different things, working out different bats, different soft equipment as well. So I've really enjoyed the change so far.
This sort of pad is scuffed. Does that mean it's a back pad?
Yeah, that's my back pad. So I always
buckle up on the inside.
Buckle on the outside. So that's my left leg.
Well, strap. That's the strap on the outside. That's the buckle.
Buckle in the middle then. But yeah. So yeah, make sure that goes on that outside, and then I don't find them rubbing too much. I think people always talk about them rubbing and breaking in the middle, but yeah, I like to have that one on my left, and then yeah, you can see I've done a bit of sweeping in the recent times.
Yeah, nice, getting ready for subcontinental conditions. Now I guess that leaves, well, boots. What do you do with shoes?
So I'm shoes in the side. Yes. So I've got
that's the end
side, depending on if we're looking at this way.
Sides.
That's the side there. But yeah, so these ones are
look at that.
They're my indoor shoes.
Okay.
So I feel like when we're batting in the indoors, if you wear normal trainers, it sort of feels a bit different. So I've just taken a pair of spikes, taken the spikes out. So when I go out to bat in the indoors or outdoors, I'm in the same similar shoe. So yeah, these are my indoors, and then I've got my batting ones in this side over there.
Right. Do you reckon they'll make it into the big bash?
I don't think we're able to wear them because they're red, and I think it's got to be similar colours. So
okay.
Yeah.
Righto, so they're in the sides.
The sides.
Any other pockets mean something to you? You'd have a heap of grips.
Yeah, I don't have any grips in here at the moment. I've got sort of all my like protective arm guards, sweatbands, spare spikes, all that sort of stuff I keep in there. Grips I keep in the main. We've got like little handy pockets in here that I keep grips and back cone in there that often get stolen by some people.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I've got a bit of strapping bat tape in here and a little book I like to keep notes in.
Yeah, right.
So a few notes after an innings.
And this one's quite interesting. Do they make this, these guys, and supply you?
Yeah, so this one I want to try and use a little bit more for sort of spin throws and technique work. So it's quite heavy. It's sort of similar weight to the bat that I use. But it's sort of, because it's only a half bat, you've got to get in really good positions and hit the ball. It's something I did a lot of when I was a kid. I did a lot of sort of half bat work. So it's something that when I'm facing sort of spin, if you're using a small bat, as soon as you go to a bigger bat, it's a lot easier.
Well, give us the weapon. I'll let you get that out.
I think it's one of these ones. So I keep my bats at the bottom of my bag,
yes.
Because that's the safest spot for them to be. It's the hardest part. They don't break.
Separate your spikes away
I
from
remember
them.
watching a video when I was younger of, I think it was Ricky Ponting, saying you've got to have your bats at the bottom, yes, because they don't break when you go on plane travel. There's no pushing on them.
Yeah. Even helmet grills pushing on your bat.
Yeah.
Put a dint. Nothing worse than knocking down on a bat with a dint on it, even for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So this is my, which one's this one? Yeah, this is my probably number one at the moment. So a big one with the change to the DSC was trying to work out a different bat profile. So as you can see, there's a big duck bill there. So it sort of takes the weight out of there and puts it sort of where it needs to in the middle. But yeah, this is about £2.8 really, so a bit lighter than what a lot of people use, but I like to sort of use the lightness of the bat to manoeuvre where the ball goes.
That's a big bat for £2.8.
Yeah, definitely.
What is it about bats now that they can be twice the size of ours and same weight?
Well, we don't really oil them as much as I think you did back in the day. It's all really firm ready, so you might break a bit more quicker. But yeah, they're pretty much ready to go. This one I used up in Darwin for the A series, and I hadn't hit with it much, and it was just ready to go straight away.
Yeah, people tell us they're drier probably. There's less moisture in there. We didn't really oil ours either.
Yeah.
But the moisture in the timber might be less these days because they are incredible. Anything else, mate? Any superstitions? This bag looks quite organised for you, Rennes. I thought you might be a bit messier than this.
No, I think this is as messy as normally it is. So yeah, I like to keep everything, especially when you get to the dressing room, I like to have my area set out nicely, making sure everything can dry quickly, because if you score runs, then you've got to go out there and bat soon after. You need to make sure those gloves are dry. Yeah, try and keep everything nice and organised, and as soon as I get to the ground, my dressing room spot, I'll take things out and put everything, and then by day 4 it's a mess.
Yeah, right.
All my clothes are a mess and everything.
You haven't got a bat again, you don't care what your gloves are.
Yeah.
But there's kids out there saying, I can't wait, I just hope I can make a dressing room like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a privilege that you have. Superstitions?
I don't know if it's superstition, but right pad on first. Just sort of when especially as an opening batter in the changeover, you've got to make sure that you know your little routines down pat. So yeah, it's sprint off, try and get everything sorted. What was my superstitions be other than that? I don't really.
Just habits. It's really
See,
if your right pad is out there somewhere or someone's been lying on it, and you have to put your left pad on first, it doesn't wreck you.
No, that doesn't.
So it's sort of a habit.
Yeah,
it's
not just something I'm really comfortable with now.
Yeah.
So
anything we need to know about what you look for in a helmet?
Not really. No, just comfort and safety. Really, it's. I've just been trialling this helmet. I don't think that's the one I'll be wearing in the season. We've got a couple of colours to sort out, but just making sure it's really comfortable for those long days when you're in the field or batting for the whole day. You want it to be able to be comfortable still when you're batting later. You
don't do bat pad for Queensland, do you?
No, thankfully.
Would you wear your batting helmet at short leg for Australia?
Yeah, so if I was, I'd probably take the stem guard off.
Yes.
That's the handy part of this, is you can take the stem guard on and off. But yeah, because when you're sort of at short leg, that can dig into the back of your neck because you're looking up.
You shouldn't really say, so your technique is not to turn your head.
No, it's just to sort of crouch down, be small, which is hard as a 6'4".
Yeah, righto. Well, DSC, it's really good to see. We've got this equipment at Greg Chappell Cricket Centre, so go in store or online cricketcentre.com.au. Thank you very much to Matt Renshaw.